UCI channel, welcome to our coverage of the 2013-14 UCI Cyclocross World Cup, and we're joining the action today in the Eternal City. Rome is the venue for the penultimate round of the World Cup series, and it, I can tell you, is wet and windy in Italy. All off-roads lead to Rome today. We're going to be getting underway with the women's race very shortly. You can see from the earlier races and from the practice, the mud is thick down in the pits, the water is pooling, and it is going to be a tough day in the saddle for the riders ahead. Here's the standings. Katie Compton leads 290 points ahead of Nikki Harris. Sanakant of Belgium third. Marianne Vos in fourth place. Remember, she's only done 2 rounds. Helen Wyman in fifth. Ellen Van Looy sixth. Right the way down there. Looking through. Eva Lechner will be looking to deliver a good ride on home soil. The multiple Italian champion. But it is very much Compton's World Cup to lose now. Has been in some imperious form. The Trek Cyclocross Collective rider from the USA, the former Paralympic tandem pilot. She has had 4 wins so far. The only race she didn't win was at the opening round of Valkenburg, where she took second to Marianne Vos. Just correcting myself, Vos with 3 races that she's done. The last 2 rounds, finishing second to Compton at both of those. Nikki Harris currently in second overall. Had some very good form, only been off of the podium once, and that was at Hoysenzollern. So this is the first race of 2014 at international level. Still the final round in Normay to come, of course. 60 points up for grabs for the race winner. 50 for second, 45 third, 40th to fourth, and it goes right down to 1 point for 30th place. So the rider's just been introduced. There's the weather, cloudy, 12 degrees, so not too bad in terms of temperatures. Certainly not the coldest race that we've seen, but it is wet. There was some very heavy rain earlier this weekend. Here's the map of the course. Tight twisting sections, looping back through the pit, the characteristic double through the pits now, and 3.3 kilometers long. So I think they're going to be tested here, because you can see just how gloopy conditions are going to be under the tires. Just to remind you as well, if you want to ask any questions or make any points, then you can contact us on Twitter. It's at World Cup Dan. Hoping that our friends down in Australia will be joining us. Sitting up late to watch the action. There is the World Cup leader, the US champion in the stars and bars, Katie Compton. British champion next to her, Nikki Harris. The world champion, Marianne Vos. Belgian champion, Sanakant. You just see the blue and gold of the European champion, Helen Wyman, as well. And Paula Havlikova from the Czech Republic made her breakthrough ride at Tabor in the Czech Republic with a 3rd place, the first ever World Cup podium. Ellen Van Looy just having a little chat there on the start line. So Compton looking to go yet again to the top spot of the podium. Vos, as I mentioned earlier, the only rider who has something. You just see there maybe under the gantry, Mathieu de Paul, the winner of the under 23s race. Here is the start list. Remember, it's in country order in the numbers, not how they'll line up on the start line. And slightly depleted teams from some of the nations as we come towards the closing part of the season. Ayoko Toyuka, one of the furthest travelled riders, sole representative of Japan. Luxembourg with 3 riders in there. Susie Goddard, a name that has been around for quite a few years. Hanka Kupfernagel as well, of course, from Germany. Another big name in women's cycling over the last decade or so. So the riders all coming up to the start line. And this is going to be a test, I think, of rider and machine here in Rome. So it is definitely warmer for the riders, but we're going to see if anybody can break the domination of Compton and Vos of cyclocross. Will we see a different winner at some stage this season? You can just see the tricolour there of Eva Lechner in the green, white and red. Very much a rider who knows how to step up in front of a home crowd. She's been a world champion on the mountain bike in terms of the team relay, which I hear is something actually quite a few riders are mooting would be a good event to have at the cyclocross world championships. They'd like to see a team relay. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? Lots of exciting things happening in cyclocross over the coming seasons. Helen Wyman there, just second rider in, looking very composed. Rider 17, the European champion. Lucie Chanel Lefebvre, the French champion, alongside her. Sanakant hunched over those bars already in anticipation. 1 minute to the race start then. And the tension starting to build now. Simon Burney from the UCI coordinator, getting ready to bring in the tape. Oh, apologies there, looked like we had a little bit of a flicker. But the rider's getting ready on this fast, hard brick surface to start with. So we should have a rapid start, and they are underway on the lights. Not going to lose it, straight onto the mud.
No.
And as they break, Compton, Vos are up there, Van Looy as well, Kant also moving up, Van Looy up to the front. It's the screecher brakes as they go into the hairpin. And you can see just how treacherous potentially it is, all the feet coming out of the pedals. Van Looy there, Compton getting herself up in the second place, the foot out style, going through that. Oh, there's a problem, someone getting hooked up on the barriers. That is the chance you take when you go over the inside line. Vos is moving towards the front there. Also, a good start from Anne-Fleur Calvinard in the black there in her new Focus team colours. The Dutch rider onto the sands. And it's strung out already, and it is Ellen Van Looy from the Young Talent Fedea team. Nikki Harris is moving up there onto Compton's shoulder. She's got Vos on her back wheel. Harris is a very good sand rider, but this is more like an all-weather horse racing circuit, so not dune sand like we'd have up at Coxside. You can see how wet and muddy it is in the pits. Compton had the good line there, just trying to see who it was who got hooked up there on the inside. Also moving up there, Christian Majerus for Boels Dolmans, the Luxembourg champion. She's moved up quite well there. Also too from France, I think, seeing the Rabobank colours coming up too. But it is Van Looy from Harris, from Vos, then Compton. There was the start. And it just, you can see it's not quite stayed hard packed here. Van Looy got a great start on the right-hand side of your picture. Got herself up into a good position. Now through the switchbacks, and it is causing all sorts of trouble. Looked like Chanel Lefebvre got hooked up there, holding up Lechner and some of the others. Van Looy though, the big rangy rider, shouldering the bike. They're just opting to run here on these slopes. 24 seconds ahead of Vos, then Lechner taking third place at her home World Cup. Ferrand-Prévot, Kant, Wyman, Van Looy, De Boer, Harris, Chanel Lefebvre, Kovenagel, Stultians, Majerus, Sels Arzoufi with a good result for her, Mikulaskova, Calvin Haar, Gauss, Havlikova, Valentini. The Italians doing well at their home World Cup here. And right away down there, Martina Kukulova, last rider to come in, 27th place, 27 finishes. So what have we still got to come? Men's race coming up for you at here at Rome. And can Lars van der Haar continue his good form, hold on to that lead? Coming under challenge, the young Dutchman, but has coped with most of things that come his way.
1 minute.